welcome back to the Cabbage Patch. I'm Tommy.
I'm Dad.
And I'm Gus. It's different one.
And this time we played World of Warcraft. Wrath of the Lich King.
What's this all about, Thomas?
Well, it's kind of like Pandemic, except World of Warcraft and you kill monsters.
You kill monsters, yeah. So, did we win or lose?
We won this time.
This time we won. We did not win the last time we played Pandemic.
Well, you did not win the last time you played Pandemic.
And I didn't win the last time I played this. So I played this while I had COVID, and you guys were out of the house. So I played it solo, but we played it,
lost.
And I lost terribly. But we played now with 3 players, which I think was a little easier. We also may have cheated a little bit with some of the rules, but
because we didn't know.
Yeah, well, as we played, we corrected it. It was fine. So, what's the basic tenet here? What's going on?
Well, there are a lot of ghouls everywhere.
Ghouls? And
we don't like that. Also, there are dungeons.
Ghouls? You want to show them the ghouls underneath the camera over there?
Here is a ghoul.
And as you can probably see, there's a different kind of enemy.
Yeah.
The big guy.
And
the abomination.
The abominations, right? So, we lose...
if all 3 abominations or all of the ghouls are on the board at once.
Well, not if they're all on the board at once. If they're all on the board at once, and then we have to place another one. So,
yeah.
It's like Pandemic in a couple of ways. One, there's a Scourge track, which is, I believe, I want to say...
how many cards you draw.
The Epidemic track. It's how many cards you draw each turn.
And then bad cards.
The Despair track, which is part of also Pandemic. There's if you get all the way down to the bottom, you lose.
If you die, it goes down. If a Scourge happens where you place 4 guys down at the same spot and like a bad guy like a big guy comes, that goes down.
Yeah, I think we forgot to advance the Despair track a couple of times, but we were still only about halfway down when we won. So the point of the game is to battle the Horde, or the Scourge.
The Horde are kind of good guys here.
The Horde are kind of good guys here, and then we've got to get to the individual dungeons, which are, there's one in each zone. There's a purple zone, a red zone, and a yellow/green zone.
Yeah.
And
a dungeon is kind of like this. One second.
This is one of the dungeons, right?
Yeah, this is the final dungeon.
It's the final dungeon.
Final boss dungeon.
And the way you fight a dungeon...
If you roll a fist, the torch goes down.
Okay.
And if you have some cards with like the same symbols, you can activate them, but don't discard them.
Right.
To move it down if that symbol is there.
So we have these wonderful little character miniatures, and they represent different Warcraft races, right?
Or Warcraft characters.
Warcraft characters. And we're wandering through the world, beating up Scourge.
Yeah.
And our heroes spread across the map, and like Pandemic,
defeating all the dungeons.
Random amounts of Scourge, which is like the Pandemic, the disease cubes in Pandemic. As soon as we defeat all 3 of these dungeons, the Lich King, which is this awesome miniature here, retreats to his tower and is available to be assaulted. And then we've got to move our fearless heroes over to the Lich King's tower. Where did the other heroes go?
Pound his face in.
To try to defeat him. And we defeat the Lich King by questing in his dungeon, which Tommy just showed you. And it's all about moving and keeping clusters of ghouls
dead
from getting past 3, because as Tommy pointed out, as soon as they get to 3, as soon as there's more than 3 ghouls in a spot, an abomination spawns.
Yeah, you don't like these guys. You have to get 3 at once.
And if you go to place another abomination,
3 fists at once. If you go to place another abomination and there isn't
one, you lose the game. If you get the Despair track all the way down here, you lose.
The game. And this, it just shows how screwed you are.
Yeah, that's how many cards you're drawing every time during the Pandemic, quote-unquote, part of it. And you draw hero cards, and they let you do things.
But sometimes they give you like a Scourge is rising, and they like shoot Scourge everywhere.
The other thing they do is what?
You can place a fortress, which is like a fast travel point.
Right, so there's strongholds.
And also you can regain all your health there instead of just like...
Right, so strongholds are places that the characters can fast travel from. So if Gus's little dwarf was out here, you just kicked the camera.
Yeah, sorry.
if Gus's little dwarf is out here and needs to be done here, he can fast travel to one of the strongholds, which would then let him come up here and join us to beat the bad guy. So it's very neat. I love the miniatures. The Lich King miniature
It's epic.
is pretty darn cool,
He's
as are the hero miniatures.
He's like Sauron, but beefier, and he has a sword instead of a mace.
Yeah.
And he's taller than the heroes, slightly.
His sword is kind of bent though.
And the heroes are yellow. And well, yeah, it's only bent because of the way we stored them in the box. So they're actually really beefy miniatures. They're really, really nice miniatures.
Here's the character I played as, Thrall. His character sheet is over there because I sat over there while we played the game. But this is our normal sitting position, so I switched here.
So each character has a number of hit points. When they lose battles or dungeon crawl, they take damage, and you move the slider on the bottom. If you ever run out of hit points, you respawn back at your home base, which is marked on the back of the character card, and the despair track moves down one on the turn. So on your turn, you do 4 actions. You draw 2 hero cards, which are where the Scourge Rising and Strongholds come from.
7.
You can't have more than 7 cards. You spawn new ghouls by drawing from the location deck, and then you activate the abominations, and if there are any on the map, they move towards your heroes. And if they end up in a space with your heroes, they do extra damage.
Yeah.
So, but it's pretty cool.
And also, when you complete a dungeon, you get a treasure.
And when you complete a dungeon, you get a treasure or something,
Like-
which is helpful.
Argent Crusades. Anytime, choose any hero. Deal 5 damage divided among their space and connected spaces.
Yeah, so big area effect things. And each hero has their own special advantage. Tommy could summon lightning and zap a bunch of monsters around his square. Gus could do extra questing while he was in a dungeon, and I could shoot people from far away, from an extra space away. It's pretty cool. What did you like, Gus?
I really liked the models.
The models are very cool. The bad guys and the good guys, right?
Yeah. I liked the abilities of the cards.
Yeah.
I liked when you finished the quest, you got a special card.
Yeah. Okay. So, what did you like?
Well, I liked the gameplay, which is like almost near identical to the. But I just like the idea of like going around slaying monsters a bit more than going around curing viruses.
Okay, that's good. I understand that. Anything else?
I kind of like the fact that you can just like take a nap in the middle of a battle between monsters.
You can rest. It's one of your actions. You can rest and heal up. Yeah, yeah.
It's I just pictured in my head as like, right, what up, guys? Time out. I'm kind of tired.
I liked the models. The models are very cool. I like the fact that we're fighting, actually, too, better than curing diseases, which is weird because curing diseases is pretty cool. I liked it's ghouls, and instead of it overrunning a space, you spawn the abomination, which gives you a bigger sense of urgency. So instead of having, I don't know if it's 3 cubes or 4 cubes in a space, as soon as you add that last cube when you get a disease in Pandemic, this time you just add the monster. I think there were 2 times where the abomination spawned, and then we spawned the next card, and another abomination spawned there.
I think that was one time.
I think it happened twice.
And then Gus came in and immediately destroyed them.
And Gus came in and immediately started. I think it's better with more. Solo, it was hard because you didn't get as many cards. Multiplayer with cooperatively, we each get all the cards we get, and we work through the hero deck a lot faster, and we get to the place where we're placing strongholds. We placed all 3 strongholds, which is actually pretty cool.
We probably wouldn't have beaten in the Lich King if it weren't for helping each other.
Yeah, it's a very cooperative game, but it's very cool. I enjoyed it a great deal. Anything to add, Gus?
Nope.
Anything to add, Tommy? Are you
Not really.
ready to give it a score?
I will give it 2.5.
As I say, give it a 3. We're going to play it again.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 2 because it's long and it eats up a lot of
The
time.
last 0.5 points, these were lost because It's a pretty lengthy game.
It took about an hour and a half. Yeah, it took a while.
Yeah.
It was a long game, but it was fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Cool. All right. So that's I'm going to go ahead and give it a. I'm going to give it a 3 because I really liked it. You know what? I'll give it a 2 as well. We'll give it an even 6. It's a game that we like, but I know you guys aren't going to play it again with me very often. At least not right away. Exactly. All right, so we give it 6 cabbages. It's a good game. I enjoyed it. We'll play Pandemic next.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, ready to do the outro?
Subscribe, like, hit that bell, Tommy.
Leave a comment if you wish,
If any cabbages, not us though.
or else the Lich King will summon the Scourge upon you.
Alright.
Twice in a row, 3 times in a row, 4 times in a row, 5 times in a row,
Okay,
7 times in a row, 8 times in a row,
So you're
9
not
times
stop.
Good
Nine
night.
times in a row, 11 times in a row.